Hey there, Crafty Mavens. So, I'm filming this tag video for the anniversary of the Crafty Maven channel. I think today actually marks the beginning of the 3rd year for the Crafty Maven, so congratulations. And Hannah asked us, those of us who can participate today or soon, to do a tag, a face-to-face, where we answer a few questions. She's given us 15 questions to answer, so I will do that here in just one second. First, I want to just apologize. I am filming live with my husband's iPad, which I'm not used to. It's kind of different for me, so sorry if that's a little weird. I'm trying to figure that out, but it was the best device I had quickly. I also just came in from mowing the lawn. It's 100 degrees outside, but my lawn needed to be mowed. I'm not having the best week, and yeah, it's a rough week for me this week. I lost a close friend, and then one of my friends lost their dad today. Anyway, I heard about it today. My husband is going to be off 4 more weeks for work from his neck surgery, and yeah, just not what I wanted my week to be this week, but it's not what you want your week to be ever, and yeah, that's just not what you want to hear. So anyway, I'm going to try to look at the camera instead. I do have my questions printed out. I thought that might be a little bit easier, so I apologize if I'm looking at that and not at you exactly all the time. So the first question is, where did you grow up? Where do you live now, and how has that influenced your scrappy style? So I do now and always have lived within the state of Indiana, although that's vastly different from where I grew up and where I grew now, or where I grew up and where I live now. I grew up in northern Indiana in a tiny little tiny town that no one's ever heard of, so I'm not even going to tell you where it is. But if you watch my videos, you've seen pictures of it. So I grew up there. I lived on the lake like almost my whole life. So that was, you know, do what you do during the day, and if it's warm at all outside, as soon as you're done doing whatever you have to do during the day, you go get in the lake. And that was my whole summer growing up. Spring, summer, early fall. Like I said, anytime it was warm enough that you didn't turn into an icicle immediately, you were in the water in the lake. On the boats in the summer, and that's just what you did. It was very, very far up north, so people say I talk funny, and that's why. But I moved when I went to college. I went as far away as I could get from where I lived before. I was up in the very, very northeast corner of the state of Indiana, and I moved to the very, very southwest corner of the state of Indiana. I now live in the city of Evansville, Indiana, which you've also seen if you've seen any of my videos, so that's not a secret. And Evansville is the 2nd largest city in Indiana, maybe 3rd, but probably 2nd. It's not a city by any means at all. I mean, it's still Indiana, okay? But compared to where I grew up, it's huge. So we have a lot of city-fied things. I mean, I can be at the store in 5 minutes, and that was probably true in the small town I grew up in too, but it wasn't nearly as nice a store, right? So, you know, I have a mall right down the road, and I can go there on a lunch break if I wanted, or, you know, so that's kind of different and cool, and so my kids grow up way differently than I did as a kid, and, you know, we live close to the downtown area. I mean, it's not urban, it's still Evansville, but, you know, we live in about as urban an area of Evansville as Evansville gets. Yes, I'm filming with my husband's iPad, and he just came in, so he's going to be really nice to me, but that's fine. Thank you, dear. You want to see him?
No. No.
No? He says no. Okay. So anyway.
Put my toy down.
Yeah, it's his. He's, you know, pretty protective of it, but that's fine. So Evansville. So it's not urban by any means, but we live in probably the most urban part of the town that you could get. And so my kids have a way different life than I did as a kid. You know, I used to ride my bike around the lake, or, you know, just outside, and we would stay outside at all hours, and it's just not safe for my kids to do that here. So, you know, their life is just different than mine. It's cool in different ways. They can do all kinds of cool stuff that wouldn't have been available in town where I grew up. So, you know, it's really neat. So it's just different. How does it influence my scrappy style? So I have no idea. I will say something about growing up that has influenced my scrappy style is my grandmother for sure, and I did a page about her not that long ago because she passed away like a year ago. But she was an artist, a legit painter who made paintings and sold them, and that's how she made her living. And so she influenced who I'm as a person a lot, and definitely how artistic I am, and my need to be creative at all. She was a big part of that. So, but I think growing up, you know, in a small town made me appreciate a lot of things about now living in a bigger town, maybe. So guess if it made me appreciate it all, that's probably how. Wow, I talk a lot. That was one question, and we're at almost 6 minutes. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm also sorry that I'm really sweaty. Did I apologize for that already? Yeah. Gross. Ew. And I don't look cute, but I needed to film this today, so you get what you get, and I'm sorry, but I promise I'll shower when I'm done. Yeah. Do you have any scrappy friends near you? Heck yeah, and I'm so thankful for that. I have scrappy friends. I have local scrapbook stores. Hopefully that's not a question here, but I have retreats. I'm spoiled. I am scrappy spoiled, and I love every single stinking minute of it. So if any of you watch this, any of my Evansville, Newburgh, Jasper, scrappy friends, I love you all, and you are so important to me. Yeah. That's something I'm learning this week too, is it's super important to tell those people who are important to you how very, very important that they are. Even the people that you don't think about as much, like my scrappy friends that I see a couple times a year. Sorry, guys. Super important to let people know that they're important. Even the acquaintances and the casual friends, maybe them more than the rest. Because, you know, some of us have a lot of casual friends and not a whole lot of super close ones. So, it's real important. And, yeah, dang, sorry. Probably not the best day for me to do this, but yeah. So, if you guys watch this, you're super important. And, anybody else who watches this, you're important too, and make sure you tell your friends that they're important. Okay, wow, moving on to, wow, dang, man. What was your first scrapbooking page project? I have no idea. That's a letdown, and I apologize for that. I have no clue. I'm sure it was a page about my daughter. I started scrapbooking about the time we adopted her, but I have no idea what the first page or project I did was. Sorry. How has my style changed since I started scrapbooking? What has stayed the same? I'm scrapbooking about the same person, I guess. My daughter's still on my pages. That's about it. I still like cardstock. I still mat a lot of things. That's about all that stayed the same. Everything else is different. I am more artistic. I am more comfortable in my own scrapbooking skin. So you've all seen my channel, or you can because you're on it, or you can get a link there, and you will know just by looking at it, I don't scrapbook like anybody else, and I'm never gonna, and totally down with that. So if you like it, that's great, thank you. If you don't, that's okay too, but I hope that you can scrapbook yourself for yourself and have that same kind of freedom to enjoy what you do for you, and that can be enough, because that is so freeing and so amazing, and it makes the hobby so much more fun and so much easier to stick with. I've been doing this for 15 years or something, and that's why I can do it for 15 years, and I know I'll do it for 15 more, because it is exclusively mine. And it is exclusively what I can make it. And whether, you know, the people that I like to watch or follow, or whose products I like, stop scrapbooking and making products tomorrow, or keep making them until long after I'm off this earth, I can keep scrapbooking because I'll figure it out. Whether I use, you know, I have to paint my own paper, or I'm going to figure out what I want to, you know, how I want to do it. And that may be the same today, tomorrow, and 10 years from now. It may be completely different. And that's totally fine because it's mine. Who or what has been the biggest influence in my scrappy journey? I don't know. I feel very inspired or influenced just by having a lot of scrappy friends, and by being able to have stores that I can go to and people that I know locally, and being able to make friends with the owners of stores and shops. So I find that really inspiring, and that's been a huge influence for me, just to get to know people that are in the industry, I guess you would say. So that's a huge influence. I love to watch YouTube videos. For scrapbooking ones, even if my style looks nothing like somebody, there may be something that you guys would never know, an idea that nobody would ever know I grabbed from somebody that I grabbed from somebody. So, but, I mean, I guess you want specific people, so specific people that I just can't get enough of watching. Probably the biggest one is Nancy Sinclair. Kitty Scrapper on YouTube. She's British. She's amazing. If you don't know her, watch her. Watch her right now. Find her. Watch her. Yeah, watch her right now. It's because she does what I was just talking about myself and how I feel about doing my own thing. That's absolutely Nancy in a nutshell, and it's amazing and inspiring, and we all need to love her. Thank you. Okay, bye. Am I a story-driven scrapper or an art creative-driven scrapper, or a bit of both? Neither. I'm a photo-driven scrapper. That's it. I got a photo, I do something. Doesn't mean I need to use themey products, but something on that page is going to go with that photo. So if I have a photo... Now, does that mean I never scrap just because I just have a story where I don't even have a photo? No, I totally have done that, and I will do that again. Have I never done a page that's just creative? No, I've totally done that, and I will totally do that again. Like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you watch enough Missy Whidden videos, and you're gonna make a video with some watercolor and a white background. You're gonna do it. But, you know, it's just what happens. But, so, a little bit of all of that, but it's all about the photos. All about the photos. TV, music, no noise when creative. So, yes and no. My house is a place of constant chaos. So, it's a very small house, and there are 4 people who live in it. 2 of them are tween teenagers and a man. So, they're loud. They're very, very loud. They like video games and TV and loud, nerdy things. And so, my house is a loud place. So, I'm used to a lot of noise, so quiet makes me nervous, and it's weird, and it's kind of off-putting. If they're all not here, I'm not going to say that I don't sit down to be creative and do it silently, but it's not necessarily what I would do. If I'm at a retreat, you know, there's noise. If I'm just sitting down late at night to scrapbook, I don't necessarily turn anything on. I really do enjoy turning everything off and just scrapbooking at night when everybody goes to sleep. So, music is not really a thing. I don't really love that. I might put on a video. I might put on like YouTube, or that's like if I get control of the television, which is rare. Yeah, there's that. Clean or messy? Yes, all of the above. Sometimes clean, sometimes messy. That also depends on, are you talking about my space where I'm scrapping or my pages? But the answer is still yes. Sometimes clean, sometimes messy. I'm a very organized person in general, of my own things. So it's very controlled, but I'm a creative person, so I think creative people by definition are often messy. Just life. So yes. First thing you do when you start a layout or project, photo. I told you, photo-driven scrapper, I pick a photo. I find the photo I'm going to use, and then take that and figure out what paper goes with it, or maybe it's what story I need to tell, because then maybe I need to find a place that I'm going to put enough journaling to go with that, or something like that. But yeah. Colors. What colors are you most drawn to when creating? Pink. Everything. Not just creating, getting dressed, creating, buying clothes, eating food. Pink. Pink. All the pink things. Anyone who knows me knows I decorated my desk, making flyers for work, all of the pink things. Yeah, my son loves that. I don't really make pink scrapbook pages for him though, so it's hard to not make all of the pink. Luckily, he likes bright colors, so that's good. So I can do red for him and like a royal blue. He likes those, and so those work really, really well. Thankfully, he's not a huge fan of teal because it's a giant turnoff for me. I absolutely hate teal. Sorry about that. Yeah. Favorite part of scrapbooking? I love it all. I love it all. I love stuff. I love the people. I love the creative outlet. I love keeping memories for my family. I can't answer that question. There's no good answer. It's, yeah. I love it all. I love going to retreats, and I love that it gives me a hobby and something to do. I love that it gives me a hobby to do out of the house. I love the interaction with other people that I get. I really like all of it. I love the people that I've met. I love buying product. I love shopping for product. I like playing with product. I like making pages. I like looking at my pages. I like looking at other people's pages. I like it when my kids like to look at my pages. I like it when my kids help me make pages. I like interacting with them about them. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay. Favorite paper line. Oh, number 12. What is your favorite paper line, new or old or both? What is your favorite element of it, and what is your least favorite part? Ooh, I don't know. I'm not very good at this. So, probably something. I like Simple Stories Daily Grind a lot. It was kind of coffee themed, and like had a lot of brown and like wood grain colors in it. And Simple Stories has good usable product. You can cut up lots of elements and use things on pages. So that was a good line that I liked a lot. Bella Boulevard Daily Chevys, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. I love Bella Boulevard in general. As a brand, I love all the bright colors that they use. They use big, bold designs, and I like that. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about, so Simple Stories was one of those. The only thing that would maybe not be my favorite about buying a whole line of Simple Stories is I always end up with a ton of leftover cards because I don't scrapbooking most of the time. What is once, so 13 is, what is one supply you used to use and miss, glad to get rid of? Used to use and I'm glad is gone or don't want anymore. I'm not good with brads. Like, they're weird. Like, poking the holes is weird, and where to put them is weird, and what you do with them, like how you make them look like something on your page. Like, just the little metal ones. Like, the ones that have designs or something on them are different. Those are better. But the ones that are just like little metal things, I don't know. They're just like little metal things. One supply I used to use and miss. I kind of miss using ribbon. I have a lot of ribbon. I could use ribbon. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I could. I should. Maybe I will. Number 14. When did you start watching YouTube? How long did it take you to start making videos from when you started watching videos? I've watched YouTube videos for at least several years now. 5 or 6 at least, probably. And it took me a while to start making videos. Like, I'm still not very good at it, or don't do it as often as probably I should or would people would like, or, you know, is really great to build a channel or whatever, but I'm trying to get better at it, and this is helping. So it took a while. I really got inspired to start doing it more when, for a little bit, a couple of years ago, there was kind of a, like a break. A lot of people, it seems like maybe they took a break all at the same time from making scrapbooking videos, and so there just wasn't, so it's like all of the sudden there wasn't a whole lot of new scrapbook videos coming out, and it was like, well, what do I watch now? And it was like maybe like when 2Ps was ending, maybe, and so there just wasn't new content, and it's like, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to keep doing this? What happens now? And so at that point it was like, okay, well, I guess if I want new content, I can't just expect other people to make me stuff. Like, I need to do something about it. So at that point I tried to kind of start making some videos and maybe do better about participating in the YouTube world and liking other people's videos and making more comments and participating in, you know, contests and hops and whatever. So that's why, really. How did you find out about the, number 15, it's last one, almost done, sorry. How did you find out about the Crafty Maven Getaway? Who was your favorite Crafty Maven? Why did you want to be part of Crafty Maven Getaway? How did I find out about it? I've known about it from the very beginning, it feels like. I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know if I just followed Hannah on YouTube or if Hannah was a part of the same message, the Scrappy message board that I'm on, or I don't know, but it feels like I know her, or I knew her, kind of, at least, I don't know. And so then she was starting this channel, and, or she was starting it from something else that I already watched or did or something. So I feel like I've known about it like since the very first video and liked them and followed them, and yeah. My favorite Crafty Maven, I don't think that's very fair to say, because some of them like are people I actually know. Yeah, I mean, Hannah's great because, you know, Hannah's the founder, so we can all say Hannah, right? Because, yeah, that'd be fair. And, you know, she's always going to be on there, so we could all just say her and be fine, right? Could I be my, no, no, I'm really not my favorite Crafty Maven, but, you know, we should all think that, right? Sure, yeah, let's go with that. No. I scrap lifted her in the last video, so I should give a shout out to my friend Rachel, who was one of the first Crafty Mavens, so she could definitely be on the list of my favorite Crafty Mavens. So she's amazing, and I love watching her videos. I love the person that she is, and how supportive she is of her nephew, and some of the things he's going through, and how she's talked about that openly and her feelings about it, and it's very cool. So way to go, Rachel. I also love how funny she is, and that she's able to kind of make fun of herself sometimes and just be sarcastic, and I think that's why we get along in our real. You know, we've met in person, but we don't live close to each other or anything, but, you know, I feel like we're actual friends. We're Facebook friends, and, you know, we know each other kind of, and, you know, interact with each other a little bit. So, you know, I feel like we're real friends, even if we've only met in person, like, I don't know, once, twice, maybe, something, I don't know. Yeah, but, yeah, so, you know, I feel like that's why we can be friends. So, yeah. Why did I want to be part of Crafty Maven Getaway? I'm going to go with, I wanted to show a different perspective, and that's kind of what I put in my, like, that's a question we had to answer when we applied. So I think that I scrapbook different than a lot of people. I told you that earlier. And while I'm okay with that, that's always, it's a hindrance. Like, if you're going to apply, you know, for company design teams or whatever, it's not something that, you know, it's hard to sell that, right? It's hard to sell being different until people want to buy it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, that's the thing for me, was just, I wanted to get it out there. I wanted to get out there to people that, hey, this is cool. Like, it's cool to be your own person, to do your own thing, and to love it anyway. It doesn't have to look like Chamel's. It doesn't have to look like Missy Whiddens. It doesn't, they're great. I mean phenomenally great, obviously. You know, it doesn't have to look like Nancy. It doesn't have to look like Kitty Scrapper. It doesn't have to look like Rachel's. It doesn't have to be great. You don't have to have fancy video equipment for people to enjoy your videos and see what you're doing and feel like being a scrapper in real life is okay. You know, that's the other thing for me is, yes, I scrapbook on YouTube and I participate in the YouTube videos and message boards and all of that stuff, but I also participate in a lot of like real life scrapping. So I'm going to rant for a minute here, okay? So I participate in a lot of real life scrapping, go to retreats, and scrapbook in my real life small town, mid-size, whatever town. And what I've noticed doing that is that the people that I know or run into that scrapbook in real life, okay? Not that those people that are on YouTube or whatever aren't really doing it. Obviously they are. But people who aren't part of the business or aren't trying to be on design teams or are just, you know, making scrapbook pages for their kids and their families. My husband's comic book collection. Nice, right? Those people, they have a different style, and it doesn't look like mine for sure, but it doesn't look like the people's style on YouTube. And, you know, that's cool, but it's real. And whether your pages are ever going to look like the pages that you see online or they're not, and even if you want them to and they don't, that's okay too. But I think that there's a whole lot missing when we skip over these large groups of people who are really scrapbooking regularly, and we're trying to tell them they're doing it wrong. And I hate that about, that's the one thing I dislike about watching videos sometimes is I feel like we're giving people the impression that they're doing it wrong, or we're making them feel like less than. And I just want to make sure that I don't ever do that. That's one reason I wanted to be part of Crafty Maven, is it definitely does not ever do that. It's a great representation of a whole lot of different people and a whole lot of different styles, and I just love that about it. So anyway, that's enough of me ranting. Seriously, that's a lot. So I will finish up this video and send it to Hannah so she can tag it on the channel. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day, and happy anniversary, Crafty Mavens. Bye-bye.